1971, East Harlem, New York. A baby was born into struggle, Lassane Parish Crooks. But destiny gave him a different name, Tupac Shakur, named after an Incan revolutionary who fought against oppression. Even before he could walk, his life was already a protest. His mother, Afeni Shakur, was a proud member of the Black Panther Party. From her, Tupac learned what it meant to fight back, not with fists, but with words. His childhood wasn't filled with toys. It was filled with ideology, survival, and rebellion. Without a father, living in poverty, Tupac saw the streets as his first teacher. He moved from city to city, no stability, no safety. But deep inside, he carried poetry. His notebook became his weapon. At the Baltimore School for the Arts, he discovered acting, poetry, and performance. He wasn't just another street kid. He was born with fire in his voice. He read Shakespeare. He studied theater. He learned that words could change the world. In 1991, Tupac joined the group Digital Underground. He started as a backup dancer, then became a rapper in Same Song. The audience didn't just hear him. They felt him. A storm was forming. That same year, he released his debut album, Tupacalypse Now. It wasn't just music. It was a manifesto. Police brutality, racial injustice, poverty. Tupac rapped about what others feared to say. The government called it dangerous. The streets called it truth. The FBI labeled his lyrics as a threat to society. Politicians condemned him. But for every critic, there were thousands of kids who finally felt heard. Tupac was becoming the voice of the voiceless. In 1992, after a shootout with police, Tupac was arrested. Behind bars, he began to evolve. Less rage, more reflection. He wrote poems, read philosophy, and started to shape his message into something eternal. Still in prison, Tupac released Me Against the World. It debuted at #1, the first time a prisoner topped the charts. He poured his soul into those tracks, and the world listened. But while his music rose, so did the tension. A cultural war between East and West Coasts was tearing hip-hop apart. Bad Boy Records versus Death Row Records. And Tupac was caught in the crossfire. New York City. Tupac was ambushed and shot 5 times in a recording studio lobby. He survived, but his trust didn't. That night, something inside him broke. After Suge Knight bailed him out of prison, Tupac joined Death Row Records. He found fame, wealth, and chaos, all at once. Here he recorded All Eyes on Me, an album that would redefine rap forever. Released in 1996, it was pure energy, brash, fearless, unfiltered. Songs about loyalty, violence, and love. Tupac wasn't just rapping. He was living a legend in real time. Tupac faced countless charges: violence, assault, even sexual misconduct. Courtrooms, arrests, headlines. They became part of his life. But for Tupac, freedom was never just about walking outside prison walls. It was a fight for his soul. Every trial only made his image stronger. His words, his pain, his defiance. They turned him into a symbol. To his fans, he was no longer just a rapper. He was the voice of the streets, a furious poet fighting back against the system. Tupac transcended music. Through films, poetry, and public speeches, he became a cultural force. He wasn't just shaping hip-hop. He was shaping a generation. Every word he spoke carried power. Every move echoed rebellion. In 1996, Tupac dropped Hit 'Em Up. It wasn't just a diss track. It was a declaration of war. He called out names, exposed rivals, and set the East Coast-West Coast feud on fire. Even today, it remains one of the most controversial songs in hip-hop history. The tension was real. The threats were constant. Every concert, every street corner, every lyric felt dangerous. Tupac knew his enemies were closing in, but he refused to live in fear. His life had become a poem written in gunfire. September 7th, 1996, Las Vegas. Tupac was riding with Suge Knight after a Mike Tyson fight. A white Cadillac pulled up beside their BMW, and the silence of the night was shattered by gunfire. 6 days later, on September 13th, Tupac Shakur was pronounced dead. He was 25 years old. His death shook the world. It wasn't just the loss of a musician. It was the loss of a revolution. Tupac became more than a man. He became a myth, the immortal voice of struggle and truth. For decades, questions remained. Did Tupac really die? Was it all staged? Did he escape? No coffin, no autopsy photos, no closure. The mystery only made the legend grow stronger. Today, Tupac's words still echo through the streets. His songs still play in protests, car speakers, and hearts across the world. He's more than a rapper. He's the symbol of resistance, a reminder that truth can never be silenced. Tupac wasn't just rapping. He was translating pain into poetry. Every verse he wrote spoke for the broken, the poor, and the forgotten. His music became a mirror of reality, raw, honest, and fearless. Through his lyrics, he gave a voice to those who never had one. Behind the tattoos, the anger, and the headlines, there was a philosopher. Tupac read books on revolution, studied Malcolm X and Machiavelli. He believed that knowledge was a weapon more powerful than guns. He dreamed of waking up the youth, one rhyme at a time. Tupac lived in contradiction. He was both saint and sinner, poet and outlaw, healer and destroyer. That's what made him human, and that's what made people love him. His songs moved between rage and reflection, love and hate, war and peace. He embodied the duality of life itself. Even after death, Tupac refused to fade. His unreleased albums, interviews, and speeches kept resurfacing, as if he was still trying to speak to the world. Every new generation rediscovers him, and somehow he still feels alive, eternal, untouchable, and undefeated. Today, Tupac is more than a musician. He's a symbol of truth, rebellion, and consciousness. From murals on city walls to university lectures, his name still inspires millions. Tupac didn't just leave songs behind. He left a movement, a reminder that one man's voice can shake the world. As years passed, Tupac became more than a man. He became an idea. His face lived on in t-shirts, his words in graffiti, his spirit in the streets. New generations of rappers followed the path he carved, each carrying a spark of his rebellion. Tupac was no longer just a voice from the past. He was the echo of the future. Decades later, Tupac's voice still echoes through the world. His words come alive again in every protest, every cry for justice. That same voice, fierce, angry, real, rises each time people demand truth. Because some voices never die. They just keep echoing. Tupac was the loudest of them all. Years after his death, technology brought him back to life. In 2012, a hologram of Tupac appeared on stage at Coachella, performing again, larger than life. Crowds screamed, cried, believed for a moment he had truly returned. It wasn't just a concert. It was a resurrection. Proof that legends never fade. They just change form. Today, Tupac's message lives beyond music. His words echo in movements for equality, freedom, and truth. He once said, "I'm not saying I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee I will spark the brain that will." And he did. Tupac didn't just make songs. He made believers.
But they want to play fat boy. Oh, goddamn.